Good day to each and everyone. This is Sir G, your discussant for today, and I am about to discuss to you the multi-level educational administration, management, and governance. But first, let us know what are the objectives of this topic. So we have understand the concept of multi-level educational administration, management, and governance. The next, identify the major functions of educational administration and give importance to administration, management, and governance in the educational system. Educational administration, management, and governance is regarded as a total process inclusive of all responsibilities and functions necessary for running the school. It provides and manages various elements of the teaching-learning situations such as learners, the teachers, the curriculum, and the socio-physical environment. Educational administration is regarded as the process of integrating the appropriate human and material resources that are made available and made effective for achieving the purpose of a program of an educational institution. The term administration doesn't refer to any process or act. It is like a broad umbrella encompassing a number of processes such as planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, and controlling, and evaluating the performance. Major functions of educational administration. So we have planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Let's begin with planning. Planning is an essential component. It is an useful exercise to be undertaken by the administrators. It involves systematic, organized, and an articulated scheme of working. So we have also organizing. Organization is also an important function of good administration. The effective and efficient work of the school depends upon the good organization. The essential elements of the organization are the people, what they do, and how they work together. Directing. Direction is an important function of educational administration. Direction involves getting the work done through instructions and orders. There should be proper supervision, motivation, and communication on the part of the administrator for getting the work done. Controlling. Controlling involves measuring and monitoring performance, comparing results with plans, and taking corrective action when required. It indicates how far the goals have been achieved and to what extent there is deviation from the plans. So the administration is concerned with managing resources, allocating tasks, making decisions, and solving problems. For effective organization, good administration should involve planning, organizing, directing, motivating, controlling, and decision making. Concept of multi-level educational administration. Decentralization is defined as the transfer of the decision-making authority closer to the consumer or beneficiary. This can take the form of transferring powers to lower levels of an organization, which is called deconcentration or administrative decentralization. A popular form of deconcentration in education is to give additional responsibilities to the schools. Most often, educational responsibilities are transferred to general-purpose governments at the regional or local levels. In multi-level educational administration, there are 3 levels, that is top, middle, and lower. Kindly look at the graphic organizer. We have multi-level educational administration flows to center level or the higher level. The next we have state level or the middle level, and lastly the local level or the grassroots level. Education is also important for a country to grow. That is why every country should pay more attention for its educational administration. As we know that the principle of decentralization is also concerned with effective administration. Administration of education system. Education in the Philippines is administered by 3 different government agencies, each exercising largely exclusive jurisdiction over various aspects of the education system. We have the Department of Education. The Department of Education oversees all aspects of elementary, secondary, and informal education. It supervises all elementary and secondary schools, both public and private. The department is divided into 2 components, the central office in Manila and various field offices, of which there are currently 17 regional offices and 221 provincial and city school divisions. The central office sets overall policies for the basic education sector, while the field of offices implement the policies at the local level. Elementary education. Elementary education in the Philippines consists of 6 years of schooling covering grades 1 to 6, ages 6 to 12. Before the adoption of the K-12 reforms, elementary education was the only compulsory part of the basic education cycle. With the reforms, however, compulsory education has been extended and is now mandatory for all years of schooling, inclusive of grade 12. Kindergarten education, like all other parts of public schooling, is free of charge at public schools. Upon completion of the mandatory preschool year, pupils are eligible to attend elementary school. There are no separate admission requirements. Secondary education. Pre-reform. Prior to the 2016-17 school year, when the first cohort entered grade 11 of the new senior secondary cycle, basic education ended after 4 years of secondary education, grades 7 to 10. Graduate students were awarded a certificate of graduation at the end of grade 10 and would progress either to higher education, TVET, or employment. Post-reform. With the enactment of K-12 reforms, secondary education was extended from 4 to 6 years and divided into 2 levels, 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school, giving the basic education cycle a structure of K plus 6 plus 4 plus 2. All 6 years of secondary education are compulsory and free of charge at public schools. Technical and Vocational Education and Training, or TVET, in the Philippines is supervised by the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA. TESDA oversees TVET providers, both public and private, and acts as a regulatory body setting training standards, curricula, and testing requirements for vocational programs. TVET in the Philippines is designed to train the Philippine labor force and prepare graduates for medium-skilled employment in various vocations, ranging from agriculture to automotive technology, bookkeeping, business services, computer maintenance, information technology, health services, cookery, tourism and hospitality services, carpentry, seafaring, housekeeping, web design, or teaching ESL. To earn a qualification, Student must acquire a set of number of units of competency formally certified in Certificates of Competency or the COC. Assessment may involve oral exams, written tests, employer assessments, portfolio, or work projects. The Commission of Higher Education. The main authority in tertiary education is the Commission on Higher Education or the TVET, directly attached to the Office of the President. TVET has far-reaching responsibilities. It develops and implements higher education policies and provides quality assurance to its oversight of post-secondary programs and institutions, both public and private. In order to practice, graduates from professional programs must pass licensing examinations, the standards of which are set forth by a National Professional Regulation Commission or the PRC. This commission regulates most professions and oversees more than 40 professional regulatory boards that conduct the relevant licensing exams. The Commission of Higher Education sets minimum standards for academic programs and the establishment of new higher education institutions. It also suggests funding levels for public higher education institutions and determines how higher education institutions can use these funds. Higher education institution. State universities and colleges are defined as public institutions with independent governing boards and individual charters established by and financed and maintained by the national government. There are presently 112 state universities and colleges in the Philippines. Local colleges and universities are public institutions established and funded by local government units. There are presently 107 local universities and colleges. Other government schools form a category that comprises specialized higher education institutions that provide training related to public services, such as the Philippine National Police Academy or the Philippine Military Academy, for example. There are presently 14 of these institutions. In order to be classified as a university, institutions need to offer graduate programs in addition to a minimum number of bachelor's programs in a range of disciplines. The concept of educational administration applicable in the case of an educational organization that has a certain purposes or goals. The head of the educational organization plans carefully various programs and activities. This is Sergi. Thank you for watching and listening. Keep safe, everyone.